Welcome back, y'all. So today we're going to do a Baker style tarp shelter, and we're going to be using a 10-foot by 12-foot canvas tarp. 12 feet going the length of the ridge line, and then we got the 10 feet going the other way. So we're going to start off kind of like an A-frame, but the way that this tarp is designed with all of our grommets, we don't have a grommet in the very center, so we're going to be doing a little bit of an offset. So we got the longer side that's going to be towards the back here. That's going to be where the wind's coming from and give us most of our wind block. And then we'll have the shorter overhang that's going to be for our front side. Go to the back, one of the corners. This first grommet's a little close, so we're going to skip, go into our next grommet in. We're going to stake that down, pulling it tight. Over here on this next corner, we're going to go in one grommet. We're going to stake that down, pulling it as tight as we can. Because we're using a canvas tarp today, we're going to use the extra tie out points for sure. So then the corners, we're going to bring it in, and we're going to create a 90-degree angle from the back, and we're going to stake that down. Coming around to the other corner on the back side, we're going to do the same thing. Bring that in to a 90-degree angle from the back, and we're going to stake that down. And just like we did on the back side, I'm going to attach 4 guy lines out here in the front that we're going to work with. Because it is the canvas, it's a little extra heavy, so having a few extra tie out points, pull it out tight, that will help out a lot because it's a lot heavier than a poly or a nylon tarp. Same thing here, went from the corner, skipped over one grommet. We're going to pull that out at a 45-degree angle and pull it tight. That pulls it out much better using the extra guy lines. We can seal up our sides a little bit more. I'm going to take a piece of paracord that I have hooked up to this one grommet. I'm going to run it through this other corner here in the front. I'm going to run it back through this grommet. Just because that piece of paracord is a little long. And then I got a little stick here I'm going to use as a toggle. I'm just going to slide in there, and then that will help keep the door shut. And do the same thing over here to this other side. I got another piece of paracord wrapped around there. This one's a little bit shorter, but I'm going to take another toggle, just slide in there. That holds it together and closes up our front end pretty good. There's a little bit what we got. Our backside kind of closed in. Say it's an asymmetrical A-frame. So we still have a lot of coverage along the side, and the front side's pretty covered. Pretty decent amount of space in here. Do have a ridge line up here just so we can hang some lights. We got plenty of room to put our bedroll in here. Where we have these front corners pulled in and toggled, we can always unhook that if we want. Maybe use a carabiner so it's a little bit easier to hook up and unhook. And we can make that our doorway. Now we have an easier way to get in and out. Having these sides come and roll in really blocks in, gives you a lot of extra coverage from any kind of wind and weather. Gives you a little view from underneath, And if you want to, you can get some poles and you can stand it up, get yourself a lot more of a view out of the front. Today it is quite windy and it's got a little bit of a bite in the air. Definitely got a little bit of wind chill going along with it. So we want to close this down and just kind of give ourselves a nice warm area to hang out. What I'm going to be doing tonight with my sleep system is I'm going to set up a cot in here. I do have the Atepa sleep system. That's their air mattress and their sleeping bag that I'm going to set up on top of the cot. Should be dropping down in about the mid-30s tonight, so we're going to see how well that sleep system keeps us warm. I also have some new lights that are made by Wuben. All right. There we go. Yeah, I got a new pillow I'm trying. I'll talk about it a little bit more, but this is made by King Camp and it is their Hypnos. This is a little large and heavier than a lot of backpacking pillows, but you can't beat it for the comfortableness of it. Then let me show you these lights I'm going to be using tonight. It was sent to me by Wuben. They'd offered me some other lights, but they weren't really catching my interest for what I was looking for and needing. But I did find this one, and this is their F5. I wanted this to save me a little bit of weight and space in my backpack when I'm hiking. This is not only a light, but it's also a battery pack, so you can charge up all your different items. Really cool feature why I wanted to check this light out is that it's got this little threaded hole right here that you can easily hook it up on a tripod. Very easy to control. It's got 3 buttons, power button in the middle, then it's got a button to get it brighter, and then another button that you can get it to get a little dimmer. Just one click to turn it on. Then you can see these lights that it's also a battery charger. We can get it brighter, so it's got a low, high, and mid. I'm gonna bring that back down. Let's see, there we got a white light. Double click it, then we have a little bit of a softer light. Double click it again and we got even softer light. And each one of those can get pretty bright. It does have a magnet on the back too, so it does make a great little work light. Pretty simple, compact light. It takes up a lot less room. 2 for 1. I'm very stoked about that. And I will be hooking it up then to some tripods so I can move around. And hopefully that gets the light right where I need it for when I'm doing my nighttime filming. Hanging out with you guys while I'm camping. As an extra little bonus, we're going to see how this wood stove works out inside of the tent. It's my very first time playing around with one of these hot tent stoves. I've pretty much used wood as my main source of heat for at least 90-95% of my life, and I still do today. So I'm no stranger to wood stoves at all, but this is going to be a first, so kind of exciting. And also, we made our own little tarp shelter to do it, so this is going to be fun and interesting in itself. Maybe be able to sit here and cook up a little bit of soup or something on his tonight and just have a little bit of fun. So this is totally an experiment to see if we can turn our canvas tarp into somewhat of a hot tent. I do have a welder's blanket that I could probably hook up around this outside and kind of, you know, have something that's a little bit more heat resistant and also block off the wind. We're going to just give this a try. All right, so I opened up both ends of my tent. It's definitely it's burning some stuff off of there, so I opened it up so it can air out a lot more, but shouldn't be any problem. It will keep on burning just to keep this open. This thing is definitely starting to heat up. It feels nice. I can feel the coolness down at my feet, but up here up top it is warming up very nice. So that's great. Get up and let's start laying down in my bed. Feeling the heat coming up and reflecting off of the back wall back on me. Yeah, let's get something cooking. I'm going to do a steak and potato soup. Straight out of the can. Get my burger there ready to go. If I didn't have this fire going in here right now, I would definitely be needing an extra layer on, but I'm still in my mid layer that I was wearing earlier when the sun was out. I still feel very comfy in here. This is a cool setup. Cheddar cheese here I'm going to put on my burger. So I got some butter and some sour cream, a little bit of cheese for my baked potato, a little butter, put the rest of that cheese on that baked potato, a little bit of sour cream, yummy baked potato. Soup's ready. Yummy. That's good. Need to pull this burger off. Try this burger. Yeah, I'm eating everything with a spoon. All right, the burger turned out really good. Oh, that's very tasty. And to go along with this dinner, I'm going to have a Yingling Black and Tan. I believe this is the oldest brewery in the U.S. Tasty beer. It goes nice with the burger. My upper body's really nice and warm. I don't feel any cold at all, except for just a little bit of a breeze down at my feet. Makeshift hot tent, nice. Nice warm soup for a cold night. Probably won't be too bad until early morning. Then we'll start dipping down to the mid 30s. I don't think it's going to get down to freezing, but we'll be getting close. Back and enjoy ourselves. I'm going to do a little cleanup after dinner, and we'll crawl into bed here and see how the night goes. Hopefully this sleep system keeps me nice, toasty, and warm. Get my shoes off. We'll go ahead and get in bed. Let me shut these lights off. And we'll see you guys in the morning. Good night. All right, top of the morning to you. So to sum up the night, let's start off right away that the sleeping bag, it was keeping me warm, but then in the middle of the night, it definitely dropped down to 32 degrees Fahrenheit or 0 degrees Celsius. And about time it got there, the sleeping bag wasn't really keeping me as warm anymore. It wasn't freezing, but I wasn't staying very warm. I did take my extra puffy jacket and kind of wrapped around my legs and my feet a little bit, and that helped out quite a bit. But downside is that my air mattress kind of kept on going flat on me in the middle of the night, so that didn't really help out too much. I guess I got a little leak in there somewhere that I need to find and patch and fix that. Hope that that's all it is. It was a lot of fun to sit here and cook my food over the fire and just stay nice, toasty, and warm. That was definitely a blast. I had a lot of fun with that. This really did help reflect the heat. Went up to the peak and just kind of rolled around the backside. Kept everything on this upper end a lot warmer, and especially being on the cot, being up off the ground, it kind of kept me right in the zone where all the heat was sitting. So that was really, really cool. Overall, just a fun experience, testing out the gear. At least now I do know the limitations a little bit more of this sleeping bag. I really wish that the air mattress didn't go flat on me, so I could have had a little bit better test of that. I mean, it is insulated. I was feeling the heat coming back to me. Plus sides, I really like the light, the stove, the tarp setup was a lot of fun to do. It's got a little bit rooms for improvements and stuff. We can try to take it up a little next level. So much fun with the wood stove in here. That was just a blast. I had a great time. I'll talk more about the stove another day. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Thanks for joining me today. Stay tuned. Laters, y'all.